So things are getting worse. We know that. And things are not looking like they're going to get too much better anytime too soon. But here's the question I get all the time is how do we prepare? Well, to answer that question, it's actually pretty simple. In order to prepare for the future, you have to know what is going on today in the present. So that's what I want to address today, is talk about the issues that we are currently facing. Because we know that a Russian missile strike actually hit a fuel depot in Odessa, Ukraine just today. We also know that China has millions of citizens locked down in their homes, and there's another new Omicron variant subtype. This is scary. These are some scary things that are happening. We also know that the US is teetering on the edge of a recession. Some expect that we are already in a recession, but others say no, we are not there just yet. We know US companies are also extremely concerned that this could be the straw that breaks the US economy. Now, these are just some of the issues, but again, things are getting progressively worse. And we have heard in the past month that COVID cases were dropping, and the chances of going back to normal were very good. Well, then we heard just the other day that there's a new COVID variant. And yesterday we learned that in China, there is a new iteration of the Omicron variant just 43 miles from Shanghai. And there's another case in northern China. We also heard from Chinese officials, and in Shanghai, China, officials are asking that the 25 million residents, they isolate and they self-test before COVID cases get out of control. That's scary. And I say this is scary because it is. We have gone through the initial stages of the pandemic. We've gone through this where we didn't have a vaccine and we didn't know what to expect moving forward. We also went through the phase where we had Omicron, and it was 50% more contagious or more transmissible than Delta, right? That was a major concern. But what do we do? What do we do moving forward? Because again, things are spiraling out of control. Here's what I can tell you. There are many reports right now that says the US is likely in a recession. And even though there's a lot of reports that are saying this, we are still on the end of right now. Okay? According to the reports, we could potentially be in a recession at this time. Okay? But experts do say that this is not inevitable. We could get out of this. Okay? Now, I just want you to understand that we can tolerate some risk. We can tolerate some bad news here in the US. But what we can't afford to happen right now is we can't afford to see even greater supply chain disruptions, which according to experts, that is inevitable because of the lockdowns that we are currently experiencing over in China. We spend a lot of money. We spend hundreds of billions of dollars just importing products from China, whether it's for your computer, it's technology, it's metal, it's food. There's so much stuff that we get from China. Now, here's what I can tell you that's going to happen this week. This week, I believe it's this week, we are going to see, actually no, it's next week, but very soon, I believe in like 10 days, we are going to see our new CPI data report. In this report, if this report comes out and it's too hot, we are much higher than 8%. If this happens, what is expected is the American people are going to simply stop spending money. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to stop spending money because there are certain things that aren't deemed essential. And do we need things that are not essential? And most people are going to say no. Do we need food? Yes. Do we need shelter? Yes. Do we need clothing? Yes. But do we need high-end luxury clothing? And do we need brand new clothing? No. The expectation, according to reports, is if we are on the edge of a recession, what we are going to see is consumers are going to be more frugal. They're going to spend less. They're going to buy generic. That's what's going to happen according to experts. Now, here's the other thing. Right now, we don't need to worry about prices going too much higher, okay? Because we're only going to buy what we need. But here's the thing that you need to keep in mind. The Federal Reserve, it is their job to create something called a soft landing. And their plan is to create a soft landing by raising rates just right, bringing inflation down, okay, not crashing the market, right? Not causing a recession, and we could be just fine. But the Federal Reserve has to raise rates at the right time, the right amount to bring inflation down. And if that doesn't happen according to plan, then things could get very bad. Things are getting worse, but we have to be prepared for this. Okay, this is the reason why I've been talking about, we're seeing food shortages, we're seeing fuel shortages, and gas price increases. Luckily, the prices are coming down, which is great. But as prices come down, demand goes up, which could create a shortage. A fuel shortage is not what we want. That is not what we want, because that right there could potentially be the straw that breaks the camel's back, or that really breaks the economy. Now, what I want you to do right now is to just have a contingency plan. Have a contingency plan worked out for what you would do if China does go into a deep lockdown, a prolonged lockdown. Where would you get parts for a car or computer, right? What would you have to do in order to make sure you have, let's say, certain things coming in for your house, right? Maybe for your job. Maybe you're in manufacturing. Well, if you're in manufacturing, you will get hit. And if you are in a city that has a lot of manufacturing, you will get hit, right? Because if those employees are let go, don't get to work 40 hours or whatever they normally work, the entire community and economy is going to take a hit. Now, just the other day, just to give you a little bit of a story, I actually had to go into a local auto zone to pick up a part. It was a part for my truck. Well, this is a part I had to order. I had to order this part. This was the last part, okay, that they had on file within the state. It's the last part. And so I ordered the part. Now, it luckily showed up. I got it, put it in the truck, and it works. But what happens if somebody else comes in and needs that exact same part and AutoZone doesn't have it? Let's say you can't go to the other local auto parts store and they don't have it. Maybe the dealership doesn't have it, right? One of the things I've always done, I've always kept a backup computer. Always. Now, I don't know if you hear it right now, but there's a little fan running. It's from a desktop computer. I also have right here my laptop computer, okay? An Apple computer. I also have over here an iPad. And I also keep an extra laptop. And I do this because I want to make sure that whatever I do, I always have a backup. There's always a contingency plan. If for whatever reason I couldn't run my business, and I don't just do YouTube videos. Okay, I also resell products online. I sell online courses. I do affiliate marketing. I have hundreds of websites. I do all this stuff. Most people don't realize that, but I do. And I have a contingency plan for every single one of my businesses. And I do that just in case. So, I want to leave you with this. As things are getting worse, here's my warning to you. Do not wait until things get so bad that everyone else sees what's going on. And I know the videos that I create talking about, recession, food shortages, fuel shortages, right, supply chain issues. I know those don't get, the most views, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because the message that those bring, that to me is much more important, to make sure that you guys are prepared for whatever comes. And if nothing happens, great. I really hope nothing bad happens, but at the same time, I would rather be prepared for what could happen than not be prepared for what will happen. All right? So, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, I just wanted to issue this little warning because the writing's on the wall. Things could get much worse, and if they do, they will get worse very fast. All right? So, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you do what you can. Be ready for whatever may come, because according to multiple experts, not just here in the US, in Canada, and in many other countries, they are saying that this could be the toughest year yet. 2020 was tough. 2021 was very tough. And if 2022 is even more difficult, I just hope we're all ready. All right? So make sure you feel free and please, if you could, share this with your friends and family and loved ones over on Facebook so they too know what is going on right now in this world. But if you could and you do enjoy these daily uploads, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe so you never miss an update. But that's all for today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.